Monday Motivation. I'm Tom Connolly, your local leadership coach. Today, I'm going to talk about taking charge of an organization. Now, in the Marines, we have a saying, lead, follow, or get the hell out of the way. And we have another one that says, when in charge, take charge. Sounds simple. If you have ever been in the military for very long, you've taken charge of multiple organizations. As an example, over 30 years, I took control of 20-plus organizations from 5 to 3,500 people across various endeavors, many of which I knew little about until I started doing it. I was responsible for large quantities of equipment, a budget, people, training, the unit for that mission, and the growth and training of the people individually. With responsibility and authority, those grew with each organization, and although they were a complex challenge, with each experience, I became more capable of the next challenge. So one of the things that I found that was key to taking charge was a good assessment of the organization, its strengths and weaknesses, and its ability to accomplish the mission. Now, critical in that is the idea of the 80-20 rule. Now, the 80-20 rule says you get 80% of your result from 20% of your activity, your effort. So the hard part was figuring out what was the 20% and then prioritizing that 20% of your activity that created the 80% of result and prioritizing those efforts. Now, that also means you have to get rid of that 80% or put more of that 80% into the 20% things that you're doing. Am I confusing you completely? 20% of your activity gets you 80% of your result. So you've got to figure out how to get rid of those things that don't get you good, high payoff results. Now, getting rid of a task in a bureaucracy of any kind, let alone the military, which is a bureaucracy inside of a bureaucracy, is hard. But if I can do it, you can do it. I know you can. Leaders must do this. It is critical to ensuring that you don't get eaten by the trivial urgencies that exist everywhere and every day. And in doing so, getting lost in those urgencies, your organization loses direction and momentum. So my challenge to you is to look at your organization this week and decide what are the 20% of your activities that are giving you 80% of your return. Then look at your own job and do the same, because you have to do this as a leader for yourself as well. Now start figuring out how to get rid of the other 80%. And that's not going to be easy, but it's going to pay off. When everyone rows in the same direction, you go faster and farther. And that's because all things are possible with prayer and heavy deadlifts.